Lovely to see you all here. And so we're going to talk about the 5 Fs that Dr. Howard Shubiner has come up with that teaches and trains people about these 5 Fs. And they're about our symptoms, okay? So I've, of course, taken liberty to add things to his 5 Fs, which is happy for us to do. But first of all, does everyone understand what symptoms are? Would someone like to share with us what's your understanding of what symptoms are and why we have these symptoms?
The brain's trying to slow us down to protect us.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. So as Dr. Shubner says, the brain doesn't speak English or Swiss or German or Hindi. Not that I can speak Hindi, but it speaks to us in symptoms. Okay, so when you put your hand too close to the stove, what does your brain do? It sends you a symptom straight away, right? Don't go too close. Don't go too close to that stove because you can get burnt. Don't you remember you learnt that when you were a child and your parents kept saying to you, don't put your hand on the stove, you'll burn yourself. So the brain has information there and it will send you a signal, a symptom to pull away from that stove or too close to the fire or too close to the cliff edge. All the time, it's sending us signals, okay? Look behind you when you're walking down the street. When you're driving, look around you, look behind you. All the time we're getting signals. So these symptoms that we all live with these illnesses, horrendous symptoms, right? Over 200 symptoms that we can experience. And I tell you what, when I was sick, I think I experienced most of those. I couldn't believe how incredible my brain was at giving me symptoms, and adding to the symptoms I already had, keeps adding to them, new ones, different ones, because it was trying to get me to listen, trying to get me to find out what the root cause was of my illness. So it just kept giving me more until I would listen. So, yeah, these symptoms drive us crazy, right? They just drive us mad. But once we understand what they are, once we know what they are, and we have the tools and techniques to take charge of them, then we're going to be a lot more empowered. We're going to be a lot more, um, we can be free of them. Okay. Now, I developed post COVID symptoms after I got COVID. I've had it twice now. And this last time, even though I had it very mild, the actual infection, my goodness, I started getting all of these weird symptoms. And I'm like, okay, brain, what are you trying to tell me? Do I need to slow down? Do I need to back off for a while, rest? What? So I did everything I could to really explore my mental and emotional and psychological things that were happening in my life. I took a good look at that, any stresses. And then I went about just using these 5 Fs, these tools, and now I've just got this tiny, tiny, tiny little bit left. And I know that that's going to go. Earlier on, I was at the cardiologist. I was just doing everything I could because I had so many really bizarre symptoms. But I took control. I took charge. I worked on my nervous system diligently, and now I have very little left. Okay. Mind you, mine were mild compared to what most people had, but they were still frightening to me. They were still worrying. They were still scary to me. But I was, yeah, really, really, what's the word? I was committed, and because I know this works, I know that all these tools and techniques work. All right. So, any questions about symptoms? Anyone not sure or convinced or believes that this is what symptoms are? And of course, we're going to be very thorough. Like I went to the cardiologist and had all the other blood tests and everything else checked out. I wanted to first of all make sure that it wasn't anything else. Okay, so you want to do that. You want to be thorough if you do have a symptom, because the brain does give you symptoms um, because it's warning you of something else. All right, but once you've ticked all of that off, then you know it's neuroplastic, which means the brain is creating it. Then you can go about regulating your nervous system again, because that's what it is. Symptoms are nervous system dysregulation. All right. Okay, so these wonderful 5Fs. Interesting thing about them is they can happen very quickly. They can happen randomly, they can happen in a nanosecond. Okay, so it's going to take a fair bit of awareness. Anybody here um, not kind of feel like they're really in tune with their bodies and not even aware when they have a symptom, or that that symptom is nervous system, brain protecting you? Is everybody pretty in tune with their symptoms? Yeah, yeah. But also, can you relate that they can also happen in a nanosecond, and they can really, like, oh, what the heck's going on there? Right? Yeah. Okay. So these are the ones that we need to be really tuning in with. And so this is what I like to do first and foremost is whenever I have a symptom, practice these three things. Tune in, acknowledge, right? So say, for example, um, it's oh, I suddenly feel really hot. That was one of the symptoms I had. My temperature would go haywire. Um, so I would name that up. I would acknowledge that. Like, oh, suddenly I feel so hot. And I know it's not menopause because I've done and dusted with menopause, right? So nervous system dysregulation, I was getting this temperature regulation problem. And so I would tune into that, name it up, and then I would use a redirection technique tool, like I'm going to show you in a minute, how to calm the nervous system down very quickly. So, all these techniques, that's what they're doing, because when we're in the heat of that symptom, there is nervous system dysregulation. We're either going into fight, flight, um, fear, right? And sometimes we go into fawn, like Nikki, what you were describing sounds like you go into fawn, right? Or freeze, okay? And so one of these things will be happening. And so we want to redirect that in the brain as quickly as we can. Because what happens is now that, so for example, that when I'd suddenly feel hot, my brain then created a neural circuit for that symptom. So there'll be a neural circuit for each one of your symptoms, whatever it is. So when I was having the chest pain, the pain, in my heart, which was really scary, I knew that I've got a neural circuit going on for that because I feel quite scared whenever that happens. And so I want to um, be in tune with that, acknowledge that. I wonder what's going on with my heart. I'd say, I wonder what's happening there. Am I going to have a heart attack? Right? And then I would use the tool to redirect that fear. Okay. But you have to be really in tune with yourself to notice that. Now, why do we do the tuning in and acknowledging and then redirecting? Anybody have a guess? Because we're communicating directly with the brain when we do that. Because most of the time, we're either trying to fix that, like you were saying, Nikki, I just want to try and fix that symptom, or we stay stuck in the fear of it, or we focus all our attention on it, or we want to fight it, like, oh, I'm going to fight this. Okay. Or we feel really frustrated and angry with it. And so, what we want to do is speak directly to the brain to reassure the brain that I'm not pushing it away. I'm not trying to fix this. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm acknowledging what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that my nervous system is dysregulated for whatever reason, and I need to address that right now. Okay. And when you do that enough times, then eventually that symptom's gone. Like I haven't done anything for my heart, just using these symptoms, and now I don't have that symptom anymore. Or all the other symptoms I had. I had really these heavy, like my legs felt like lead. My arms felt like they had lead in them. They were heavy. So every time I noticed that, I would tune in, I would acknowledge it, and then I would redirect it very quickly with a nervous system regulation tool like the ones I'm going to show you. And now I don't have heavy leg feeling anymore. Like I've seen some people in the group, they still have that 5 years later. They still have that symptom. They still have the heart symptom. They still have all the other symptoms, right? So when you use these exercises, you're retraining your brain out of that neural circuit, out of that neural loop, that we go into. All right? Any questions around that? Does it make sense? I'll try to explain it as easily as I can. Sally?
Yeah, thanks for that. That's very clear. So, say you do it like maybe with the tapping, for example, you acknowledge the symptom and then you maybe say do a tapping routine. And it's not to sort of get rid of the symptom as such, is it? Because you might still have the symptom afterwards, but you're doing
No.
something to sort of break the pathways so that it doesn't repeat so often. Is that
It,
correct?
no, we're not doing it to get rid of it. We're doing it
Yeah,
to retrain the neural circuits of the brain
yeah.
because we know that repetition is what redirects that neural circuit,
Mm.
right? And also what happens with neural circuits is this is missing in so many programs and tools and things that I see out there. What they don't understand about the brain is that the only way that you can change what's happening in the brain quickly is to capture it in the moment. So if you capture it in the moment, and there's some information about that in that memory scientist when she's explaining it. She talks about that. So you capture it in the moment and then you redirect it. That's when you're making a change in the brain. But if you're just repeating positive affirmations randomly, if you're just doing visualizations randomly, it's going to take forever to make a change, right? But if something happens, you have a symptom or you have a feeling, you have a trigger, and you address it right in that moment, you're going to be able to change that neural network very quickly, much faster. Okay? Does that make sense? Right? So it's about again being really aware, being really in tune with your bodies and being really aware of what's happening so that you can take charge and you can make that change. Okay? So Becky, you've got your hand raised. What would you like to know?
Hi. You mentioned sort of menopause when you were talking about that. And I was just wondering, does this work for sort of perimenopause symptoms? Because I do get quite a lot of that. And yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Perimenopause, menopause is neuroplastic. Definitely.
okay.
Dr. Becky Kennedy, I wish I could get the recording for everybody. I'm going to ask Raylan to ask her to come and do a Q&A in the group about women's health issues, mostly perimenopause and menopause, because I did some training with her recently and it was just brilliant. I think it's probably the best webinar that I've attended about women's issues and very much neuroplastic, absolutely neuroplastic. Um, it's quite, what's the word? Not complex. I don't like to use the word complex, but there's many, many nuances to perimenopause and menopause. So
Hmm.
it's not a quick, easy fix, but
Hmm.
once you understand it, it'll totally make sense to you. Okay.
Yeah. I know that there's quite a link with the nervous system. So,
That's
yeah,
it. Absolutely. Because why do so many women just breeze through and other women don't?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot going on for the ones who don't. It certainly
yeah.
was for me. I mean, I had terrible periods as a child. I had started my period at age 10, which was horrific, and then I had terrible PMT for years. And now apparently, if you have that early history, they know you're going to have perimenopause, and menopause is not going to be so good for you. Okay. Sandra?
I have a question regarding this 3 steps that you just said regarding how to react to symptoms. So you said tune in and then acknowledge. There are like programs or such like curable that say don't call it as your symptom, but use a different word instead, like
Yes.
banana or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes.
But you were
Banana's a good one.
you would suggest to actually say the symptom.
Yes. Yes, I do. When you're doing these exercises, yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you can still say banana
Mm,
because you're going to train your brain to do that. But
mm-hmm.
but what I say is, so say for example, that lead feeling in my legs. That's what I would say. Oh, it just feels like my legs feel like they've got lead in them,
Okay.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then I do the redirection for
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
thanks.
Yes. So yeah, because most of the time we suppress it. Most of the time we run away from it. We push it away from it. We ignore it. So we want to acknowledge to the brain that we're listening. Yep. Okay. All right. So let's go. So the first F is, now in any of these, the 5 of them, they're not in order, right? But this is what I've experienced usually happens. So especially when I had the heart issues, I would immediately go into fear. And that's normal and that's natural, right? That's what our brain is there for. We have a symptom, and if it's pain, if it's anything to do with the heart, usually the fear is really ramped up, okay? And so what you would do again, if you notice that it's fear, so would somebody like to volunteer so we can kind of just work through this a little bit? Anyone like to volunteer? Sally? Excellent, thank you. So what I want you to do is just either you've got a symptom at the moment or you can imagine a symptom because they're both the same. And you've noticed that immediately you go into fear. Can you do that now? And whenever you do these exercises, you want to always just go to your breath first. Just always notice your breath and natural breathing, and that will calm you down. And now just get in touch with that symptom, either real or imagined, and notice the fear that you feel. Is that the first thing that you notice? Because now you've tuned in and now you're going to acknowledge it. What would you say?
What do I need to describe what the symptom is, do you mean?
What is the symptom? Just one thing.
Yeah, it's like this kind of fluey feeling I get in my nervous system.
Fluey feeling, okay? This, and so name that up. Oh, this fluey feeling in my nervous system.
Yeah, this fluey feeling in my nervous system.
And now notice, is it fear that you have about it?
Yeah.
Notice the fear. Notice how strong that fear is, what it feels like for you, right? How it's represented. Usually it'll be a little story that we're telling ourselves about it, right? This fluey feeling in my nervous system. Feel the fear. And now the tool that you're going to use immediately is called the 1 breath tool. So you take a deep breath in through your nose, hold for a minute, and then blow it all out. One more time. Deep breath in through your nose to 4, hold, and 4 out. So one more time. Good job. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to go back and check it. Going to go back and check what you acknowledged and notice the fear is less. How are you going with that?
Yeah, I do feel like the symptoms have sort of dialed down a bit.
Right, right. Excellent, excellent. And so what you would do, thank you, Sally. That's great. And were you surprised by how quickly it went down?
Yeah, I think I do feel more in my body.
And what would you normally do when you have a symptom like that?
Well, I think I do try and do different things like the either the tapping or that one where you lie on your back and you move your eyes, and I do this, I think they call it a butterfly hug. So I do different things to try and calm the nervous system. legs
So
against the wall as well.
do you think the thing I like about this one breath is you're at the shopping centre and you start feeling that feeling, you're not going to be able to put your legs up on the wall or hands behind your back or whatever, right? So we want a tool that we can access really quickly, and our breath is always with us. It goes with us everywhere we go, and it's the most powerful tool that we have at our fingertips. Okay. So, do you think what the magic part of that was that you tuned into it and you acknowledged it in the moment, so that it was firing in your brain, and then you immediately did the technique, and a quick, fast technique. Right? Now you can do that breathing 4 or 5 times, however much you need. I got to the stage where when I was first getting my symptoms, I was doing it 4 or 5 times, and then I'd check in, I'd go, oh, that feels better. Right? Now I only need to do it like 1 time, once, twice maximum, and immediately that symptom's either gone, reduced, or forgotten about it. And I'm amazed, absolutely amazed how quickly it shifts. But that's because I've been consistent. I've been listening to my brain, speaking to my brain, bringing safety to my brain every single time. Immediately, I stop whatever I'm doing and I immediately do this technique, and down it comes. Right? So no more heavy legs, no more heavy arms, no more heart problems, no more anything hardly, right? Just because I've been consistently doing that. So do it as often as you can. When it's fear, when there's fear there, when you notice there's fear, and fear is usually the first one. Now, the second F, and again, these can be done in any order because you're going to be tuning in with yourself and noticing what's happening, right? So the second one is Dr. Shubiner calls it frustration, another F, but also you can feel anger. Also, you can feel irritated. Also, you can feel hopeless, and all these other things about these symptoms. So that one, so who would like to volunteer for this one? Who often finds when they have a symptom that they get really frustrated with themselves? They get frustrated with the symptom. Nikki? Yeah, do you want to have a go? All right, good.
Yes.
So again, the same thing, just some nice natural breaths. And I want you to either imagine or find a symptom where you get really frustrated with it. Got that? Remember what we do? Tune in, acknowledge what that symptom is or what the banana is. So let me know when you're ready.
Yes, I have it.
You ready?
Yes.
Can you acknowledge it out loud?
Yes, I'm ready.
Yes. Go ahead.
Do you want me to say the symptoms?
Yes, sorry. Just when you go to acknowledge it, what are you saying out loud? What are you saying to it?
I have a very strong headache again.
Headache
And it
again.
doesn't want,
Headache
yes,
again. Okay.
and it
Oh, I've got
doesn't
this
want to go
headache
away.
again. And now just stay with that. Just stay with that. And now notice your frustration. Notice the anger. Notice where you feel that in your body. Frustration, anger, and
It's
anything
in my
else.
head.
Yes.
It's really in my head, and
Good.
I'm getting even impatient.
Impatient. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yep. All right. So now with this one, again, if you want to do the breathing. But I like to do finger tapping or the bilateral tapping. So which one would you like to have a go at, Nikki?
The finger tapping, please.
Finger tapping? Okay, so
Yeah.
either hand, doesn't matter which
Yes.
one. And this is why I like to do the finger tapping, because with frustration, like you were saying, it was also, sorry, what was it again that you felt?
The headache, the strong
Yeah,
headache.
yeah, but
And
how did you describe you felt about it?
that I want this to go away, but it doesn't react to anything. So I'm
No, there was something
getting
else that you said. It was an emotion. It's
I
frustration,
was
anger,
impatient, impatient.
impatient. I didn't write that down, that's why. So now feel the impatience, right? And then use your fingers and
Yes.
that impatient feeling, just let that go. The frustration, move to the next finger, let
Mm-hmm.
that go. The anger, just let that go. And what else were you saying? I just wanted to go. I just wanted to go
Yes.
away. Yeah, I'm tired of it. I've had enough, these headaches. Just let it go. Now, when you get to the final finger, you're going to say 3 to 5 positive affirmations. What would you like your brain to know? What would you rather have instead of these headaches? Calm,
That we can
relaxed,
feel light, we can
light,
feel relaxed.
relaxed.
We don't need this headache.
No, no, no. We want positive, positive. Yes, I know it's tricky. We're not used
Yes,
to it. Patient, maybe. I will be patient with myself. I'll be kind with myself. I'll be compassionate with myself. This is
I can
just
give time
temporary.
for myself.
Thank you, brain, for showing me I need to look deeper. I need to change something within me. Thank you for showing me these headaches. I'm ready to change them. Okay. Then you take a deep breath in, blow it out, shake out your hand, and then use a power word. What could you say about these headaches? What could you say about this impatience?
I can do it.
I can do it. I love that. Love that. I can do it.
Nike, just do it.
Yay. Good job. Okay, now let's check it. Let's tune in again. Tune into this headache. Close your eyes. Tune in back to it and notice what that headache was like. This darn headache's in my head. I'm impatient with it. I'm frustrated with it. I'm angry with it. I'm over it. Just want to get rid of it. What does it feel like now? What's there instead now?
It feels that I'm a bit more patient to
Excellent.
be with it.
Yeah, excellent. Because now your brain knows you're listening. You're listening to it. You're not resisting it. You're not trying to fight it or fix it or fear it or anything else. You're just going to be patient. And every time you have the headache, will you be able to do this? Yeah, tune in, acknowledge it, redirect it with an exercise. Yep, right in that moment, you've got to do it. That's the key, guys. That's the absolute key. All right. Thank you, Nikki. That's
Thank
great.
you.
That's great. Okay, so fear, number 1, frustration, number 2, focus, number 3. Who would like to have a go at this one? We all, know we focus on our symptoms, don't we? Anyone like to have a go? Sandra? Becky? Linda?
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Yeah, don't be shy, guys. Don't be
Yeah.
Linda, wonderful. All right, thank you. So, first of all, a couple of gentle breaths. And what I want you to do is find a symptom that you would normally get fixated on, that you would focus on, whether it's real, happening, or imagined. Just bring that up, tune in with it, acknowledge it. What would you say?
This sleepiness, this
Sleepiness. Yeah, good job. So
weakness.
notice, okay, so notice that sleepiness and notice how you focus on that sleepiness. What do you do? Do you tell yourself a story about it? Do you remember all the other times you were sleepy? And yeah, just be really, really in touch with how you focus on it because you're the only one that knows. All right. And this is the neural circuit that we need to redirect now. All right. And so this is how we're going to redirect this focus. First thing I want you to do is open your eyes immediately and look around you, side to side, up and down, circle one way, circle the other way. Good. And now what we want to do is find 5 things in the room that you can find that's red. 5 things in your room that are red, and you can choose any color, right? But immediately your focus is going somewhere else. Now, 4 things that you can touch. Good.
Yep.
3 things that you can hear. 2 things that you can smell, and they can be imagined smells. And something that you can taste. Maybe it was the lovely dinner that you had. Okay, good job, good job. Now, close your eyes again. Tune in to that sleepiness and notice how it's shifted. Notice how it's changed. Notice the story might have changed, whatever it is. Tell us about it. What did you change about it?
Yeah, there was just less frustration and anger towards
Good,
it. Yeah,
good,
it
good.
felt less intense in the body.
Excellent,
It
excellent.
it's still there, but
Yes.
I'm not getting like really frustrated with it.
That's it. That's it. Because when we do focus on something, then the frustration will come, right? And so what you can always do is do the focus one first. If you notice you are focused on it, if you're frustrated, of course you're going to go to that tool, right? You're going to go to be tapping or bilateral tapping or breathing. You can use these in any way you want to, all right? And then you'll notice that it'll shift again, right? Because you've got that neural circuit already fired up, ready to change. That's when it's going to change for you. All right? Yep.
Yeah.
Great, great. Well done. Thank you.
And I've had that all day today, and I was feeling into it, and I was so
Oh,
frustrated.
please don't do that. Please don't feel into your symptoms, guys. I don't know what these people are out there telling you. Sit with your symptom, feel into your symptom. No.
Well, no, I wasn't feeling that. I was sort of more, I was just trying to allow it and just allow.
Don't even allow it.
I
Don't do that stuff.
was getting frustrated because I had to lie in bed all day and was
Yeah, and you shifted really quickly, just in
yeah.
less than a minute. You shifted it.
And
And
I get
imagine if you kept doing it, it would just go,
yeah,
right? And then tomorrow do it again, and then the next day do it again, the next day your sleepiness is going to be gone, right? Because you're changing that neural circuit, which
yeah,
is then changing the nervous system, right? Your nervous system is just going to be so much happier. All
yeah.
right,
New symptom,
cool.
sleepiness. It's like a new symptom, but
Is
it
it?
comes,
Yes, yes,
it comes in and when I get really frustrated with the fatigue
yes.
and then you know, I'm like, I don't want to lie down and I have to lie down and then I start getting
Yeah.
sleepy and it's been like a new
Oh,
symptom.
well,
Now it's
I'm looking forward to you getting in and doing this and
yeah,
seeing what changes you can make.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Let's move on to the next one. So we've done fear, we've done frustration, impatience, Nikki, we've done focus. Now we go into fix it. Don't we all know that one? Right. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you. Are you going to put your hand up to volunteer?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yay, cool. Good on you. Good on you. So for me, when I started getting those heart symptoms, my goodness, I did want to fix it immediately. I'm at the GP. I'm like, this is going on. It's scary. I better have it checked out thoroughly. Um, and off I went to the cardiologist, did all the tests, all the scans, everything came back. Oh, of course, because it was just my nervous system, right? But I was trying to fix it. So who doesn't go to Google? Who doesn't go to AI now is the next big thing, right? Everyone's asking AI, what's wrong with me? And so we do this fix it thing, all right? So Sandra, can you relate to that? Are you a fix-it person when it comes to your symptom?
Yeah, trying to seek safety by finding some answers.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. So when you're ready, just some nice gentle breaths. Feeling yourself calming and tuning in to this symptom that you have, acknowledging that symptom, whether it's real or imagined or one that you've had and you're well aware of it, and you see yourself immediately trying to fix it. Have you got that?
Yeah, it's also like sleepiness in the morning. Like,
Sleepiness in the morning. So you acknowledge that. Oh, this sleepiness in the morning feeling, right?
Mm.
And then notice what you do to try and fix it. Got that part?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So now what we're going to do is place your hand on your heart. And this is called the self-compassion exercise. Because usually what we're doing when we're trying to fix it is we're sending messages to our body that we're broken, that there's something really wrong. And so we need self-compassion at this time. This is the best exercise I've found for this fixing it problem. And so what you want to do, Sandra, is send yourself soothing, calming, compassionate, loving words. Can you say them out loud for us?
Mm. May I be kind to myself?
Yes.
May I show myself the compassion I need? I am not broken.
Good.
It's okay to feel sad.
Yes. It's like when we're soothing a child who is hurt and worried and upset. You know, we want to hold them, we want to rock them, we want to calm them, help them to feel safe and loved. It's that kind of feeling, right? That we have to give to ourselves right now. Is there anything else? I'm loved. Yes, I'm loved and I'm safe and I'm okay. This is just temporary. I can fully recover. There's nothing wrong with me. Good, good. And now take a deep breath in, blowing it all out. I'm going to be okay. Say something really powerful to yourself that's loving, that's kind, that's compassionate.
I'm always here for myself.
Yeah, beautiful, Sandra. Beautiful. Thank you. So let's go back and check it now, okay? Let's go back and check that. Tune in, acknowledge that sleepiness in the morning. I just want to fix it. What's happening now instead?
I mean, I noticed tears coming.
Yes, I could see that. Yes. Can you share with us what that is? You don't have to.
Just like being compassionate with myself is like soothing.
Yes. It's not something that we do very often, is it? Yeah. And then when we do, we feel that in our heart, in our soul, in our spirit. And we deserve that. We deserve that. We're dealing with something that's huge. We need all the compassion we can give to ourselves. Thank you.
My body feels a bit heavier though.
Sorry?
My body's a bit heavier.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably carrying a lot of stuff there, right? And so again, you can use any of these tools again, tune into that heavy feeling and shift it, right? Shift it immediately. Acknowledging is the key. And then redirecting that neural circuit for heavy. Okay.
Can I ask something?
Yes.
Like, because am I supposed to be like outcome independent and not want to shift the symptom, or I want to shift the symptom?
Not sure what you mean.
Like, because you said I tune into the heavy feeling and feel
Yes.
the heaviness. Like, do I want to shift the heaviness, or do I want to shift the fixing, the focusing, the frustration, the fear?
Okay, let's just do it now. So just tune in, just tune into the heavy feeling. And this is what the brain will do. It'll just give you another layer. Okay, it'll give you another layer to work on. So now acknowledge that heavy feeling, this heavy feeling.
Yeah.
Now, what do you notice you do when you feel the heavy feeling? Are you fearing it? Are you focusing on it? Are you frustrated with it? Are you trying to fix it? Or the next one is fight it. That's the fifth F. Which one of those are you trying to do?
Don't know if it's frustration or fighting it. Frustration.
Frustration? All right. So remember what we did with frustration?
Yeah.
And there might be other emotions as well. Notice if there's anger. Notice if there's, I'm just sick of this, right?
Yes, I hate it.
I hate it. There you go. Name it up. I hate this. And then use your words now as you're tapping. Use your words and move your eyes around as well is even better. As you're doing this bilateral, you can move your eyes around. I hate it. I just hate this heavy feeling. I'm so frustrated with it. I'm so annoyed with it. I'm so irritated by it. Use your words, Sandra.
I'm sick of it. I hate it. I
Had
want
it long enough? Yeah. Had it long enough?
Yes.
Just wanted to go. I just wanted
Yeah.
to go. Okay, now we want to do 3 to 5 positive. Thank you, brain. Whatever it is that you're trying to tell me right now about this heavy feeling, this symptom. Thank you. I'm listening and I'm ready to move on from it. I'm ready to let it go. Whatever it is, I'm okay. I'm safe. This is just temporary. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm going to fully recover and heal myself. And then you can rub your arms up and down like that. That's it. And take a deep breath in. And what power word would you like to say about this?
I got this.
I've got this? Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so now check back in with yourself again. Tune in. Notice it. Acknowledge it. Notice it's different. Notice it's changed. Yes?
Yeah, it's a bit of a fluttery feeling.
Yeah, yeah. How cool is that, right? That you were able to just shift out of that heavy feeling just like that by following that little sequence of tuning in, acknowledging the symptom, redirecting the neural circuit, right? So you would have a neural circuit for that heavy feeling. Have you had it before? Yeah. So there's a neural circuit for that. That's why the brain's bringing it up. And then by focusing on it right in that moment and redirecting it, and you might have to do this several times, right?
Yeah.
Like I've been doing now for nearly 12 months. And eventually you'll wake up and it'll be gone. Okay.
Nice. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Any questions, anyone? 5 Fs. We did it. Well done. Thank you all for helping. And does it help that having somebody doing it, demonstrating it like that? It helps, doesn't it? Yeah, so thank you. Thank you. Sally.
With the bilateral tapping, because you didn't do the tapping routine that I've done with you before this time round, but
No, this is quite different. This is quite different.
How do you know when to use which one then? That's what I'm a bit confused.
You can choose. That's why I was saying this is about you tuning in to your own body, what it's doing. So did you notice that each person was doing something different?
Yeah.
Each person
So
had a different symptom.
You can mix and match the different techniques though. You don't have to do like the one that you showed for that particular thing.
You experiment. I can give you another 5 if you want.
Yeah,
What I've done is simplified it, and I've worked with it and I've practiced it, and every time I've done this, it's worked. Anybody I've done this with, it's worked, and it worked with each one of you guys, right? You were able to very quickly shift it and change it, and redirect that neural pathway. So you might find that you use the one breath for when you get focused on it. You might find that you use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 when you're frustrated, right? you just figure out whichever one that you want to use. Now, there was another one I had because with Sandra, we went to, you thought it was going to be frustration and fight as well. So for the fight one, if you notice that you're going into wanting to fight it, that's, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to do it, I can, whatever, right? We're going to fight. I like to use the sigh breathing technique. And that's the one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, deep breath in, another little breath, and then okay, and you do that several times. So hand on your chest, one on your belly, deep breath in. I love that one at the moment. I'm doing that a lot. That seems to be my go-to at the moment. I'm just really liking that one. So there you go. All right. Lots of tools for you to play around with. So the key is to get in touch with your own body, how it's speaking to you. Your brain will be speaking to you differently to how my brain is speaking to me. Okay. Darren, thank you. Do you have any questions? Okay.
No, that's good. Thanks. I'd have been more interactive. I'm a bit fatigued this morning, so but I'm going to go and work on it.
That's all right. And go gentle with yourself, all right?
Yeah.
Kindly and gentle. You're welcome. Becky, how can I help you?
Hi, that was really great, thank you. And I kind of understand sort of what you're trying to do with all the redirecting, and I'm a physio, so I understand sort of neurocircuits and neuroplasticity.
Oh, wonderful.
Just a question. Somebody mentioned that they were trying to sort of sit with their symptoms and allow it, and I know there's quite a few sort of programs that mention that.
Notice my
What's the
eyes
difference?
rolling.
Yeah. I was just wondering what your thoughts are on that, because you said, don't do that.
Okay. So if it depends on the person, but if you say to somebody, sit with it, they've got this terrible headache. The last thing I want to do is sit with that headache. Really. Right, Nikki? You don't want to sit with that headache. That because the headache is trying to tell you something. Why would you want to sit with it? You're not going to have a cup of tea and a long conversation with it. Your brain's just trying to tell you something. Right? And again, it's that we've got to do the redirecting really quickly, because it's when the brain has fired that information to you, that's when you can make the neurological changes in the brain. That's what neuroplasticity is. It's in the heat of the moment. It's while it's fired, while that neural circuit is fired, that's when you get to make a change. But if you sit with it, if you allow it, so if you say to somebody who's got the sleepiness, Sally, or just allow it, guess what's going to happen? And Linda, she allowed it all day, right? You allow it all day. So there's a part of the brain that a lot of people don't understand. We constantly go into hypnotic trance. We go into a trance-like state. Like at the moment, I'm watching my grandchildren. They're going into trances all the time. Something happens, somebody says something, and they go into a deep trance, right? We do the same. We're trance machines, human beings. And so if you say to someone, just allow that sleepiness, we're going to go into a deep trance of that sleepiness. what's that doing to the neural circuit? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to shift. Nothing's going to get redirected. Okay? So telling people to allow it, that they will take that to the max and allow it to be there all day. Nikki?
I'm just thinking about when we have these kind of symptoms like the sleepiness or the fatigue, how can we know the difference that it's really the body want us to rest and that's why we are getting this symptom, or we need to change it and redirect it?
Only you will know that, right? Only you will know that when you get really in tune with yourself and your thinking and your processes and your needs. Only you will know. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks,
because I
Sally.
think
Thanks. And so
it comes with
just
that we are
listen.
trying to push ourselves to do things when we really shouldn't, and we just listen to our body that we need to rest.
That's right. Yeah. So if you need to rest, rest. I still do that. You know, I've been well for 13 years now, but if my body's saying, Lolita, time to have a rest, I have a rest. Even today, you know, I put on a yoga nidra. I just lay down on my chair and I had a really good rest because that's what my body needed. I wasn't going to redirect that. No, I needed to have a rest. Thanks, Darren. Sandra.
Do we have time for one more question? Sorry, because
Yeah.
okay.
And
Thanks.
Becky too, I just wanted to check. Becky, did that answer your question?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm not saying anything bad about the people who are saying allowing and the people who say sit with it and all those things, right? This is just what I know and what
Yeah.
works and what's worked for me and what's working for people that I'm working with. And what I understand about the brain. You know, I've been learning about the brain for nearly 14 years now, inside out, everything about it from some of the best in the world. So that's what I work with. Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Sandra?
I was wondering, when symptoms appear because of some unprocessed emotion or something that is happening or something, and then we get the symptom and then we get into these 5 Fs. But how do we, like, can we, through these exercises that you showed, also tackle the unprocessed emotions? Or maybe it will come up in any case. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If you know that you link those two together, you know. So when I first started to get these symptoms of post-COVID, the first thing I did was look at those things. Right? The first thing I did was, because I know that that's the number one nervous system dysregulation, is unprocessed emotions, anything psychological happening with me, any stresses happening with me. And I went to work on those. I swapped with another practitioner and I went in deep and hard on those things and unpack them all. Right. And there were some stuff, there were some things that could have been triggering my nervous system. So, yep, I definitely went to work and did those. And then definitely after that, my symptoms subsided hugely, really fast. Like all my heart symptoms stopped because I looked at, okay, what could I be experiencing? What could I be feeling? Where I'm carrying that in my heart. Well, my daughter had just gone through a separation after being married for 12 years, you know, with my 2 grandchildren. So, of course, I was worried about her. I was upset about it for her, worrying about her future. And that was affecting my heart. So I worked on that and I released a lot of those emotions from that, right? I had done quite a bit of it myself, but I just needed somebody else to look in and see what else could have been underlying. So yes, and then after that, you know, I just address the emotions, the symptoms, the triggers, anything that. Basically, how I look at it is the symptoms are there because of nervous system dysregulation. So anything that's dysregulating my nervous system, I'm going to stay on top of it. So if I'm triggered by something, if I've got something there that's unresolved, suppressed, I'm going to address those. Right?
But
So
not necessarily these 5 tools that you showed us now.
You can use those, absolutely. Absolutely. Use them wherever you feel they can be helpful to you. Really, they're wonderful tools. They're wonderful tools. You can use that, the bilateral tapping and the eye movement to address a memory. Right? You can use it when you see my script for re-scripting a memory, doing that mental time travel. You can use that. Yep. And it'll shift that memory. Yeah.
Great. Thanks a lot.
So this is really, these 5 steps are really just one aspect. It's just really